Hello, welcome to today's video. Today's another video about accountability, but hold with me here because quite honestly, I realized something very important over the weekend. We as coaches owe you more and to do better by you as an emerging leader and as a player on a team. You have to know that we also hold ourselves accountable. And I'm sure a lot of you actually have great coaches that maybe this is irrelevant in a respect, but as you develop yourself as a leader, it never hurts to understand, to know that you have to show that humility to your teammates, to those that you lead as a captain or an upperclassman or whatever your role on the team is. But as you get older in life, you have to understand that not only are you accountable to those that you lead, but you also have to show that. Have humility. It's okay to show and let others know that, listen, it starts with you, it ends with you, because that's what great leaders do. Our team recently, our coaching staff, we all got together and had to remind our players that as we go through this rough patch in our own season, maybe it goes without saying, but maybe not. We try to start with the accountability to us. We go home at night and try to think about what it is that we can do to help our players, what we are accountable for. And we in turn hold them accountable. But showing that humility, there's a link that kind of shows that you're in it together and nobody is above it. My message to the team was simple. If you don't think, especially when times are difficult, if you don't think that you are at all part of a problem, you are actually a greater part of the problem than anybody else that you might think holds some accountability for whatever issues your team is going through. And a lot of this got me thinking because I actually watched a team, not our own, but someone that I know very well as a coach, show a complete lack of accountability to his team. And the worst part of it is these kids probably don't even know the accountability that he let slip through his fingers. He purposely played players who were ineligible to play in a game because he thought he wasn't going to get caught. And regardless of whether he gets caught or not, or whatever the circumstances and the consequences may be, the bigger issue of this is not only did he not show accountability to the few players that he has that are ineligible and that they need to get their act together and make them accountable, to let them slide by, that's not doing them any good. And then in turn, while they hold accountability in this matter of being ineligible, and certainly that is something that should be addressed with those individuals specifically, but by him acting the way he did, he showed and modeled how not to be accountable to the entire rest of his team. And it's just completely unacceptable. And that's why I say we as coaches, we owe you better as players by holding ourselves accountable first. And then in turn, you as an emerging leader watching these videos that I always talk about accountability, it has to start with you. But at the same time, you have to show and be humble enough to show how you're accountable to others. Because as a leader, yes, you are held to a higher standard. You may hold yourself to a higher standard. Your coaches may hold you to a higher standard. Even those on your team, they see you at a higher level. But don't be above them. Show them that you too are humble and that your accountability, it starts with you, it ends with you. That's what makes a leader great. It's not being flawless. We all make mistakes. I've made plenty of them. I've talked about and documented some of them on here. And I'll continue to make mistakes. We learn from each other. We learn by the mistakes that we ourselves make. But you can only learn those by being accountable to yourself and those around you. And so don't be afraid to show that humility, because watching someone show a complete lack of humility, an internal lack of accountability to his entire team, in my opinion, he failed them. And that team deserves so much better, and they don't even know it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. That's not my business. But it's sad to see when I try to go on here and try to preach leadership to you as an emerging leader, that other coaches, they don't show that accountability. It's just unacceptable. It has to start with you, it ends with you, and don't forget to show that humility that you are never above anybody else. There is no right way to do the wrong thing. If you mess up, things don't go the way you planned, hold yourself to that accountability, take ownership of it, move on from it, because that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you build trust. So as always, I have a link down here in the description if you'd like to work one-to-one to continue to build your leadership identity. Reach out to me, book your first appointment, or even send a comment down below on these videos. I love to interact with people. This is how we learn from each other in leadership. And also check out this video where I talk about grit, but not just as a fancy buzzword, but how grit really manifests itself in leadership. Grit and leadership are so closely linked. And if you have one, while it's not a guarantee you have the other, they work together closely. And I talk about that in that video. So please check out that one and all the other ones on my channel. Come back for more videos. And always, thanks for watching.